Hello, beautiful and exotic women of the world. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to discuss this ugly entitlement conversation because it is a thing that is very taboo. It's not really spoken about often, and people have the reverse idea that only beautiful women are bullies. Only beautiful women are perpetrators of bad treatment toward people who are less attractive. But what if we were to talk about the opposite situation, which happens more than people think? And it is the phenomenon that, unfortunately, some less attractive people, because of how they look, feel like they could do no wrong, feel that they are never in the wrong, and thus feel entitled to beautiful people's time, energy, and attention. And when they don't get that, they make them the bad guy and then begin to mistreat them. And I think what makes ugly entitlement the most sinister is that these women understand optics. What do I mean by optics? They understand how things are going to look when they attack a beautiful woman, when they attack an exotical, when they attack someone who is more privileged than them in their looks and beauty department. And they know how it's going to look when that person reacts. They weaponize reactive abuse. They will go after someone who they are triggered by. They will purposely harass, abuse, and attack women who they are insecure of due to their beauty, and wait for them to have these crazy reactions to the mistreatment. And they wait for these reactions so they can say to the people around them, look, told you she's a mean girl. See, all pretty girls are nasty. All pretty girls are bitchs. They purposely go after women who they are threatened by instead of just leaving them alone, or instead of taking a page out of their book and trying to level up themselves. They attack beautiful women because they understand that the general public and society and the people around them are going to rally around the less attractive person and help them to destroy the person that they're intimidated by, which happens to be the beautiful woman. Do you know how sinister and disgusting that is? That is ugly entitlement, though. They feel entitled to beautiful women, their attention, their looks, the men that they attract, the lifestyle they live. And because they can't have that, they feel like, well, I'm going to change how you're perceived in the world, because that's the only thing I can try to control is your perception. And when I pick at you and you react to me, I'm going to have 50 million people behind me because they pity me because of how I look. They pity me because they realize that there's an imbalance in the power structure when it comes to who's beautiful and who isn't. And they're immediately going to side with me, even if I started with you, even if I'm in the wrong, even if I'm battling with insecurities, even if you did nothing to me, even if you're just existing. You existing is irritating me, and now I have to make it a problem for you, and I have to make you uncomfortable now. And I'm going to make sure that the optics make it seem like I'm the victim because I'm less attractive. I understand how the world responds to less attractive people. They pity me, they feel sorry for me, and they stand up for me no matter what. So I'm going to have everyone do my dirty work while I sit back and destroy this beautiful woman's life. That is how ugly entitlement works, ladies and gentlemen. When you are a beautiful woman with a pure heart, you're kind, you are loving, and you're genuine, everybody who encounters you knows this about you. They know that you don't have a nasty bone in your body, and they know that you're harmless for the most part. So some people who just so happen to be less attractive than you will try to infiltrate your life, and when they can't infiltrate it, or when they can't sabotage you, or when they feel threatened by you from a distance, they will make you a bad guy, they will make you a villain, they will start beefing with you, they'll start problems. They'll try to trigger you into arguing or getting into it with them so they can say, hey, look, see, she's actually a bully. She's actually a mean girl. She's this, that, and the other. And they use their less attractiveness as a catalyst to push this narrative about you. They're going to always be in a position in society to be the one that is pitied, to be the one that is protected, and to be the one that can fly under the radar even if they are causing havoc and confusion. And it's really unfortunate because I think a lot of media, movies, and TV shows and just pop culture has shaped how we view beautiful women, and it's shaped our view of them as the ones who are mean, as the ones who are always conniving and cunning and manipulative and malicious. But what if we were to flip that on its head and say, no, some beautiful women are just minding their business. Some beautiful women and girls are just trying to make it through the day. Some beautiful women and girls are abused at home and they are shells of themselves. Some beautiful women are just simply introverts and don't want to be bothered and are to themselves, right? And they don't need friends, they don't need people, they don't need groups, they don't need any of these things. Why can't it be a normal thing that sometimes beautiful women aren't the ones that start the problem? Sometimes it's the unattractive ones. The less attractive women absolutely have it in them to be haters, to be insecure and to act on their insecurities, to sabotage and siphon and copy and mimic and mistreat and lie about and create smear campaigns about beautiful women. Why is that not something that we talk about? Why is that something that seems so far-fetched or so not possible to people around us? Why does everyone make it seem as though beautiful women are the ones that create all the issues? And I notice that it tends to be the less attractive women who tend to nitpick and be super hypercritical of beautiful women and attractive women. They feel more comfortable being this way because they know that if you react in any way, shape, or form, if you give it back to them, or if you try to stand up for yourself, you're going to look like the bad guy. They're going to cry and get people to gang up on you and fight their battle, knowing that they instigated the argument, knowing that they started with you, knowing that they poked the bear. They're still going to play the victim because they know that that is their fallback. That is the way that they can get away with being vindictive, nasty to people, and go undetected. And it's a really scary thing to think about. Like, to think that they weaponize their less attractiveness to hurt beautiful women even more. You know? What would make someone attack or come for somebody who is minding their business and who doesn't want issues with them? Yes, they happen to be beautiful, they happen to be attractive, but they're minding their business. They're not wanting any issues or drama. They are introverted. They stay to themselves and they don't cause any problems. They're genuine with the people around them. They speak when spoken to. But that doesn't seem to be enough for some women who are insecure and threatened. The second you trigger them and they happen to be less attractive, please know that you're on their shit list. They are going to try to find a way to start with you, and they know that the second that you bite back, they are going to be able to say, hey, look, see, she's not as sweet and nice as everyone is making her out to be. She's not as calm and as collected and as classy as she likes to play she is. Hey, look, see, I told you she's not as perfect as everyone tries to make her out to be. It's like these women are constantly looking for reasons to humble you or to change your societal perception. They want people to view you and perceive you negatively, even though you did nothing to them. If someone is not posing a threat to you or doing something to harm you, why are you taking time out of your precious day to bother them? Is it because she looks better than you? She has the body you want, the face you want, the life you want? And you can't stomach that? You can't stomach that she has all of these things, all of these privileges, and is also a nice person on top of that? I think that's really what it is. They can't believe that you don't fit the stereotypes that are in the movies. And I think a lot of unattractive women and men, because they see these things happen again in pop culture, in movies and in shows, they have this belief internally that, oh my gosh, this is what my life is going to be like because I look like this. Because I look like this, I'm going to be bullied by all the pretty girls. All the pretty girls are going to hate me and they're going to come after me and they're going to do all these horrible things to me. So in order for them to get ahead of the pretty girls, they feel like they have to be mean first. They feel like they have to be vindictive and vile and disgusting first to get ahead of them. And they could be targeting someone who literally is not even thinking about them. But in their little stupid minds, because again, society has programmed them to believe that they are in danger and that beautiful women and handsome men are out to get them, they feel like they gotta get us first. Even if we are just minding our business, we just know that this person is suddenly attacking us and has a lot of passive aggressive energy, sometimes overtly aggressive energy coming at us. And it can be very confusing, and I've definitely experienced a lot of this growing up, and it's been hard for me because I always felt like, well, they are less attractive and they don't have the privileges I have, so let me try to be nice to them. Let me try to show them that I can be inclusive and let me show them that I'm down to earth and I'm not what they think I am. And I've gotten caught in that trap. I would love to know if any of you have as well. Like, if you've ever gotten caught in that trap of feeling like you have to like shrink yourself down a little bit in these people's presence so that they can feel comfortable and they can feel good about themselves. I've definitely caught myself in those moments where I feel like, all right, I can sense that she's a little intimidated. I can sense that she's a little jealous. Let me try to tone it down so she can see me as not a threat, so she can see that I'm just trying to be nice. But they almost take that as an opportunity to kick the pretty girl while she's down. What do I mean by this? When you show humility to less attractive people who happen to be sociopathic, narcissistic, just weird altogether, or who have a victim complex, so they always look at beautiful women as the antagonists or the bullies, even though they didn't do anything to them yet, they will see you dimming your light or trying to come down to their level to make them feel comfortable. They'll see that as an opportunity to tap dance on your personality. They'll try to make fun of you. They'll throw little backhanded jabs. They will do all of the things while you shrunk yourself down to their level to keep you down there so they can kind of step over you and step on top of you to lift themselves up. And this is where it gets really scary, because a lot of unattractive people or people who just don't feel good about themselves, because I can tell you from experience, there have been people who I've been friends with who I thought were really pretty, but didn't feel pretty themselves, or they felt like they had to go get enhancements or surgery or do all these things to feel good about themselves because they felt insecure. So even with these people, you could bring yourself down to their level and try to dim your light and try to downplay your accomplishments or downplay your beauty. Every time you get a compliment, you feel inclined to tell them they're beautiful too, because you don't want the energy to get weird or for them to be, moping around all day because one person complimented you. This is the type of stuff we have to deal with. But I say all this to say, when you bring yourself down to their level, they see that as an opportunity to swap lives with you, to swap realities and to swap energies with you. It's so dangerous dealing with people who don't feel beautiful or people who just simply don't have it all there in the looks department, if we're just being honest, okay? I'm trying to be respectful and say it in the nicest way, but I have experienced a lot of nastiness from people who maybe don't always look like me and who don't have the same privileges or benefits from me. And I notice how the people in the environment, when I'm going at it with this person, will automatically side with them. It's like this default setting where they just are like, oh, who's beefing? Who's prettier? Who's not? Okay, we're going to go with the girl who's not as pretty. We're going to back the girl who's not as cute, the girl who doesn't have all of this and that and the other, the girl who doesn't have the confidence, the girl who doesn't have the self-esteem. We're going to back her. Yeah, we're going to support her. We're going to pour into her. We're going to make her feel good and think positive things about herself because she's less fortunate in the looks department. While this other girl, even though we don't know the full story, this other girl who happens to be really beautiful, exceptionally beautiful, we're going to take dumps on her. We're going to spread the lies, even though we don't know if it's true. And even if some of us know it's not true, we want to add fuel to the fire because she's pretty. She doesn't need our help. She doesn't need people banding behind her because she has her beauty. She doesn't need people to vouch for her. She'll be all right if her reputation is tarnished because she's beautiful. She'll be able to move on with her life because look how she looks. So yeah, let's go ahead and gang up on her and feed into the lie, feed into the rumor. Let's even go after her man. Let's go after her job. Let's go after everything she has. And maybe this bitch will kill herself, or maybe she'll just go into hiding, if we all just band up against her and bully her into isolation. This is exactly what happens when you're dealing with people who are less attractive than you, who have a victim mindset and a victim complex. They are extremely dangerous to beautiful women. And I will never stop speaking about these things. I don't care if it triggers people. I don't care if it hurts people. I don't care if it bothers people. I don't care if it rubs people the wrong way. I don't care. I don't care if me saying that someone has ugly entitlement makes you feel some type of way. Because guess what? Ugly entitlement is a thing. You feel entitled to that woman's beauty. You feel entitled to her energy, which is why you try to swap energies with her and swap lives with her the second she dims her light to make you feel comfortable. That is a weak woman's game. That is a weak woman's game, okay? So ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know how you deal with women who may be less fortunate than you in the looks department and try to come for your light, come for your beauty. They try to group up against you, whatever it may be. Let me know your stories down below. I'm so curious to know. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.